But I think the thing for us is really how quickly are people in the organization sharing information and knowledge? How much are you sharing information and knowledge with others? How much are you able to apply that? And so for us, one of the things we're seeing is how often is something that's a best practice going on in a client system, but they're not sharing it with the other departments. So everybody's recreating the wheel. And so for us, the 7 lessons are really about sharing information has to be part of an intervention. How are we going to get that information across the organization fast? Because, organizations have social media, but it's easier to share information on social media than it is to share it in an organization. And so a lot of our client systems, one of the tools that they're using is creating their own social media to really get that knowledge sharing and collaboration globally. How do we make that happen so that something being solved in China is getting solved also in the United States at the same time, that they're learning from each other? And how much are we as OD practitioners doing the same? Who are you sharing your knowledge with? Who are you engaging with in terms of what you're learning and what you're doing in terms of what's cutting edge? So how do we make sure that everyone's really getting that knowledge as fast as they can? Because we need it in today's world.
So our impact. One of the things we struggle with, and I think others have struggled with, is how do we measure what we're doing? How do we bring some measure to it, some rigor to it, that the client can see the change? And so we've been lucky enough, when we talk about it, to stumble across, we stumbled across a tool that we have found extremely helpful and has gotten our clients extremely excited. And so we want to talk about that tool, and we'll talk about it quickly, and then we want to talk about, and we as a profession, as a field, to give us a few minutes to kind of talk about how we come together to create that meeting.
So Daryl Connors, some people may be familiar with his change execution management work. He's really great, has great stuff. For those of you involved with change, I suggest you look him up. We'll also send you a reference if you want it. One of the things that he's created is the commitment curve. And one of the things about the commitment curve has been, we've been adapting it to our work on inclusion as to how, and really created measurements along the way to really understand how do you go from the beginning of a change effort to really making it internalized. And what's been exciting about this work is really being able to develop measures, as Fred said, e-surveys and other ways to really move up the curve. And different interventions, and there's a whole piece of work we've been doing now, is different parts of that curve require different interventions. So if we're in contact, you're just going to want to learn about what the change is. If you're working, we're seeing a lot of our clients now in adoption. We're really beginning to see how they take the ownership and the accountability for the change in terms of looking at how they're really working on inclusion. And so each step of the way, we've been able to really say, what does that look like? What are the indicators? What's happening at the individual level? What's happening at the team level? What's happening at a function or a site level? Or at the department level? And really being able to kind of map that out to be able to say, how do we get to a place where that change is internalized? It's kind of like thinking about, it's like air that you breathe. It becomes a way of life. And so it's been really exciting for us because for years, how many of us have been talking about measures? What are the measurements? What does it look like? What does success look like? What does that way of life vision look like? And this has become, and again, we can spend some more time with those of you who are interested in it, we'll be glad to talk to you about it. But being able to really be able to see each step of the way and really have measurements around that. And so we're just excited about it and really thank Daryl for his partnership, which is a great example of also collaboration. Because, some of us, it's like this proprietary tool, but his willingness to really partner with us on it has been really magnanimous in many ways.
And clients have loved it because they can see their own progression and hold themselves accountable for moving up there from contact. And it works for any change model, any change tool you're working with, is how do we get the organization on board and internalize it? It works magical. And then people do self-assessments and everything.
Question in the back. I'm sorry for interrupting, but it would help me to stay with your presentation if I knew what was going to happen in terms of the schedule, so that we just knew that we're taking care of a number of people who are right now off in their rooms, watching for me to show up and others to show up in 3 minutes. So if we just had a clarification about what the recalibration was, I could give some attention to this, and then what's happening next.
Thank you for asking.
Thanks, that's a great question. I can do that. What we're going to do is we'll make the concurrent sessions start at 3. So we'll go from 3 to 4:15. And then the next round of concurrent sessions will happen from 4:30 to 5:45. And then immediately after, we'll start the poster sessions and the other networking. So that's the plan.
Thank you.
Thank you for that intervention. The last thing we want to talk about is our community and ourselves. And you know this, we need to talk together, we need to think together, we need to act together. A critical part of us growing and being the leader we need to be. So, in our messy world, we'd like for you to get together in some groups, maybe 6, 7 people together, so you can form some circles. And we'd like for you to talk about what do you bring to others from your age cohort or your generational cohort that can support them to grow and grow their practice. And then what do you need from other age generational cohorts to grow yourself and grow your practice? We're not going to have a lot of time for this because as you can hear, the time is going quickly. But we'd like you to just form some groups. Some of you are halfway in circles now. So just form some groups of 6, 7, 8 people. Form a circle and say your name, say which age cohort, generation cohort you identify with, and then